Supreme peace and light, family. Welcome to another episode of Fundamental Vibez with Imhotep the Great. I am Imhotep the Great. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Over here at Fundamental Vibez, we do dive into knowledge, information, books. We try to go right to the source so you can see what we're talking about. So on today's episode, we are going to dive into a book called Allegories of the Continents, Volume 1. We are going to go ahead and put these episodes out. I did dive into this book already on TikTok, and TikTok Live seemed to enjoy this book a lot. So we want to go ahead and dive into it on YouTube. I also want to give a shout out to Karimio. I know a lot of people doing their work, putting the information out, myself as well, but it's a lot of people putting it out. So when I do come by a book from somebody, I do want to go ahead and give them their credit. So I've seen this book from Karimio. It's a while back, so you can find this on his page as well. But I do want to go ahead and go through the book with you guys today. What they did to us is a little way, I'm not going to say a little, way more demonic and wicked and evil as far as hiding somebody's history, which is genocidal to take somebody's history and then lie to them and tell them they're from another continent. That's genocidal. But I digress. But we do got to go ahead and still put out the information. So anybody who understands that or is coming into this information, we want to go ahead and show the books and the information to show you the proof that we really are from the Americas. Because with this particular book, you can't deny what's in the churches and the paintings all over Europe. So you can't deny it at all. And they go into detail, pretty much telling you the description of the location and what the art pretty much was about, where it's at. So I love the detail for the information, because we have a lot of naysayers who think we're going over to churches all over the world and making this art up, and we're not. They think the Black Americans, or the Indigenous Black Americans, also known as Tamericans, we're making this up. We're not making this up. We are the indigenous people of the Americas, and it is what it is. So the first step into coming over this tragedy is starting with truth. We got to put the truth out there, and that's what this is about. Today we are just going to pretty much focus on volume 1. And again, the book is called Allegory of the Continents, 16th and 17th century Renaissance art. And it said it features the earliest paintings and statues of American Indian and African tribes depicted side by side in some of the oldest castles and churches of Europe. So again, featuring the earliest paintings and statues of American Indians and African tribes depicted side by side in some of the oldest castles and churches of Europe. So again, this is, they say Black History Month. They say you Negroes came from Africa. So here, they're going to show you the Africans, but they're also going to show you the Americans. And you start there. You got to understand, when people want your land, people want your resources, they're jealous of you, they want your identity, they'll go to lengths, very, very, very high lengths, to keep you down and hide who you are. So, all right. And this book is made by the North American Aboriginal Society. One nation, many tribes. Ashe. And it says this information in this book has been compiled and translated by the North American Aboriginal Society of Canada for educational purposes only. Shout out to the North American Aboriginal Society. And it says the North American Aboriginal Society, NAAS, is a fraternity of brothers and sisters from North America, Turtle Island. Again, that's another name for what we call the North American continent, who gather, translate, and compile old books, artwork, literature, iconography, etc. Everything that has been documented throughout the world regarding the true history of the Aboriginal peoples of the America, or what some might call the American Indian. We are a non-profit organization formed solely on uplifting, reunifying. We are a non-profit organization formed solely on uplifting, reunifying, and re-educating descendants of the American Indian, Aboriginal, about their true lineage. For an understanding of the future, you must look to your past. And you just talk about the Renaissance art period, basically the Renaissance art when they were making that type of art over in Europe. We're not going to read all that. And it's talking about the fresco paintings, another style of paintings we're going to see in here, which goes along with the Renaissance art. We do want to talk about the definition of an allegory. An allegory is a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. Synonyms of allegory is going to be parable, analogy, metaphor, symbol, emblem, story, tale, myth, legend, saga, fable. I'm not even going to do that. Apologue. For instance, Pilgrim's Progress is an allegory of the spiritual journey. So, what we're going to talk about basically with these paintings, they're allegories telling you a bigger meaning. So again, an allegory, understand that before we go forward, an allegory is a poem or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning, typically a moral or political one. So it's a hidden meaning in here. Now, we got to understand the allegories of the four continents. So these paintings that they were making over in Europe was allegories of the four continents: Europe, Asia, Africa, and America. Allegories of the four continents, Europe, Asia, Africa, and America, were an extremely popular iconographic motifs during the Baroque era. It was most prevalent in the southern parts of the Holy Roman Empire. These allegories express, manifest, carry the imagination, conception, vision of the Baroque of the shape of the world, its political, social, and spiritual, as well as foreign and familiar things. This unique collection documents in four continents in frescoes, stucco, paintings, or sculptures in their place of origin. So this is the origin where they're at. So when you see a lot of paintings people seeing floating around social media, we're going to show you where they're actually at. We're going to the source. Thankfully to the North American Aboriginal Society. All right. So again, it shows the four continents. So again, when you see these four continents, it's going to be talking about Europe, Asia, Africa, and America. And I'm going to do it like I did it on TikTok. We had fun with that. So we're going to do the first one. We're just going to skip all this stuff right here, and we're going to just start how it go. So the first thing is do as we go through this is going to show you the name of the place. And this is called Perneg. And the building type is going to be a castle. And the location is going to be in Germany. So we're going to scroll down and you see the outside of it. This is how it looks on the outside, you know, and this is the art that's inside of it. So on the top, it's going to tell us where it's going to be. It says, and it didn't tell us where it is at in the castle, but some of them do tell you at the end where it's at in the castle and everything. But the location is Germany. Again, that's the outside. And this is going to be the inside, and you see the art on the ceiling. You see the art. Again, it's an allegory, so you're going to have the four corners. Let's go down, close up in it. It's a closer of that art. You see that's one corner right here, one corner right there. And okay, again, so that was the close-up. So let's get some close-ups here. Now, do y'all think this the first number one? Would y'all say this Africa, America, Asia, or Europe? All right. What about this one? Africa, America, Asia, or Europe? As y'all start going through, y'all going to start noticing certain animals that's going to be attached to America. Some animals that's going to be attached to Africa, some Arab, and some, I'm not talking about Arab, some Asia, and some Europe. And would y'all say this Africa, Asia, America, or Europe? And what about this one? Africa, America, Asia, or Europe? And that was number one, number two, number three, and number four. And let's look at it and see. It says from top to bottom, America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. America, Africa, Asia, Europe. So let's check and see. America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. And remember, Europe is named after a Phoenician goddess. And when you start understanding who the Phoenician is, you'll start understanding the Phoenician Moors are the Moors. And you start understanding that the Phoenicians are not just the Moors and the Israelites. And then you'll start understanding that the Moors and the Israelites really come from Dun dun dun. America. But that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. But understanding the American had a global and was worldwide navigators, sea navigators, and we have a worldwide global history. And that's why they hide our history. So we're gonna go through that. So if y'all got that right, if y'all said America, Africa, Asia, and Europe, you were right. Let's go to the next one. And this was made by Matthias Escher in 1680. All right, so we have another, this time we have a monastery in Germany. Y'all see the outside of it? And it looks like it was made between 1686 and 1690. So over 300 years ago. And you see this monastery. Now remember, we're doing the allegories of the nations. Now, what would y'all say? Is Africa, each one of these persons, these four main people are going to represent one of the four continents. Who would y'all say is Africa, America, Asia, and Europe? Africa, America, Asia, and Europe. What do y'all say? Oh, they tell you right here. Right, left to right. Europe, America, Africa, and Asia. Europe, America, Africa, Asia. Notice again, I'm going to tell y'all, look what they got on. You're going to be able to start telling the difference as we go through. As we're going to go through it, I'm going to tell you something else about this book we're going through. It is very relevant to when you're talking about colonization, because some don't get tricked as I ask you all these questions, because some of the continents can switch up a little bit because of colonization. But you're going to see some don't. When these books was made, some don't switch up, because at the time a lot of this stuff was made, these images was made, it was what it was. But some continents in the north, far as North Africa, was already colonized. So Europe, America, Africa, Asia. Again, closer up, Europe, America, Africa, Asia. Again, Europe, America, Africa, Asia. Now we have Quebec, St. Magnus. This is a church in Germany. That's the church on the outside. Here we go, going on the inside. And this is the art we're going to be getting that's on the inside. Looks like they're going to get a close-up of that. And they took a back out of it so you can see how the magnitude of it, what we're looking at. And we're going to be looking at this bottom. And I want y'all to, what do y'all say this is? Who is this? Remember the four continents. The four continents, what do y'all say it is? All right, 3 seconds up. America, Europe, Africa, Asia. Now you see right here we had the brown skin brothers and sisters earlier up on this one, the lighter brown, but now you have the darker brown. So this is giving a fact when we get this. When we get this right here, American 1828 definition, a native of America, American. A native of America, originally applied to the aboriginals or copper-colored races. Copper-colored. This is dark copper, y'all. This is dark copper. This is just dark brown. Of the copper-colored races, found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. Again, American, a native of America, originally applied to the aboriginals or copper-colored races. Found here by the Europeans, but now applied to descendants of Europeans born in America. So with that being said, you see the copper-colored. So that's a factual statement, because we know it was two different shades of brown. We just seen one they depicted as above a lighter brown, and this person is depicted as a darker brown. But here we have America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. Let's keep going. And you always gonna see my baby with the bows and arrows, and we always, we have our feathers. And they got a closer up, America and Europe, Africa and Asia, Africa and Asia, America and Europe. Let's go. And that was between 1690 and 1693. Now we have another church in Germany. And that is going to be the outside of it. This is the outside of it. This is going to be the artwork on the inside. This is a close-up of it. And let's look at it. Who would y'all say these two? I think I kind of already showed y'all, so I'm just going to go ahead and give it to you. We have Asia over here. And you have America again. You see, America has its pearls. If you read about the Americas, they always talk about pearls and stuff right here. So this is a real depiction. They wouldn't put the pearls and everything here and not depict the correct skin tone. You see the bows and arrows. Now go look on your dollar bill, and you're going to see the eagle has captured the bows and the arrows. So there you go. Right here, that's America, and that is Asia. You see the turban for Asia and the camel. You're going to see the camel and the turban a lot. You also have Europe. And you have Africa. And we know it's Africa because we have the elephant. But remember, I told you some of these depictions are going to correctly depict colonization. And we know North Africa was colonized before Sub-Saharan Africa. Africa was colonized by the Arabs and the Europeans before Sub-Saharan or Southern Africa below the Sahara Desert. So you will see that would be a correct depiction if they're talking about North Africa. So this book is correctly depicting the nations of the world. So we do have Asia, America, Europe, and Africa. And this is 1694. Now let's get to the next one. Then we have a monastery in Germany. And this is going to be the outside of the monastery. This is the outside of the monastery. And you see in the inside of this is beautiful on the inside. You see the the art and the decorations, the crown molding, very beautiful, very rural. So whoever invested in this getting built, they definitely put money into this. But you see here, this is going to be another depiction of the four corners of the world. That's one depiction. Up there, you see that statue right here. Then we have another depiction of the four corners of the world, a statue right here. We have another depiction, a statue right here. Another depiction, a statue right here. First, we have America. And do you see these features on the American? You see the feathers. How we always had our feathers. You see the bows and arrows. A lot of times you're going to see this things on the arm right here. You're going to see these a lot on the depictions. So you see the American. You see the pearls again and the chains. We've been wearing chains and pearls. You got to understand this. So this is America. You have Africa. You see he got his bows and arrows too. That's how they're able to trick you. And you have Africa. And it's funny, he got the pearls. So, I don't know. Let me not look deep into that. But but we also have Africa. And he has his bows and arrows too. And a headband. Yeah. And then we also have Asia. And we have Europe. And now you see how Asia, they depicted them as more of an East Asian. You can see you got more East Asian features here. So you can say they are depicting the cultures we still have today and how demographics are today in certain of these continents. But it seems like in America, all of them are looking like what the earlier descriptions say they are, which is copper colored, or as we find what they labeled the Indians as Negroes. Remember, the Indians were labeled as Negroes as well. Not all these people who came on this slave trade. The Indians were the Negroes and the coloreds. The indigenous or the indigo. So, yep. So let's recap this one. America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. And this was in 1695. America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. Now we have another monastery in Germany. Beautiful building. Beautiful building. And you see there go the art. Y'all see the art? Oh, that's like a stairwell. So it's on top. That's on top of the building when you go up. That's at the ceiling. So you see the art coming down. And you see right here. So y'all guess, do y'all think Europe, Africa, America, and Asia, where do you see they at? Or where do you think they're at? We're going to do 3 seconds. Europe, Africa, America, and Asia. 1, 2, 3. And they said period of design is between 1698 and 1761. The artist is Giovanni Battista Ferrandini. And this is from left to right. We have Europe, Africa holding pearls and a piece of curl. So this is Africa holding the pearls. Asia is drowning. Asia drowning. America with a bow and another holding a camel for Asia. Okay, so Asia drowning, and all these are Americans. They're holding a camel for Asia. So these are the Americans. You see again, copper colored people. So Europe, Africa, Asia, and America. That's what he said. Europe, Africa, Asia, and America. Europe, Africa, Asia, America. The 4 corners. I like this. This picture's got a lot of symbolism in it, even when you're thinking about them like all over here and the Americans over here. So yeah. Now we have another castle in Germany, and this castle looks like it's in the hills. Oh, this is one of my favorite ones right here. And you see this is the outside of the castle. That's the one far back outside of it. And this right here, you see it's some faded, but you see in the corners right here, they have the artwork. The corners right here, they do have the artwork. They do have the artwork. And you see, that's a close-up on the corner right there. That's in one corner, and we're going to get into what the name is on each one. This one, they actually put the names on. So for all the naysayers who, no matter what, when you present them with the facts, who want to say, no, oh my God. This is the facts right here. They depicted this, and they wrote the names on it, that this is about the 4 corners of the earth, and they depicted the 4 nations of the earth, or the 4 ethnicities, or the 4 continents. So let's get close. Who is this first? Who would y'all say? Africa, America, Asia, or Europe? Who would y'all say this is? Africa. This is Africa. Africa. This is Africa. Africa, America, Asia, or Europe? Africa, America, Asia, Europe. What would y'all say? Got 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be America. Y'all see this? America. Yeah, they played a dirty game with us, y'all. But all praises to the Most High. All great praises to the Great Spirit of the universe. All praises to the great spirit of the universe. What you done in the dark will come to light. America. They talking about free Palestine, free Tamari, free the indigenous black Americans. From mental, spiritual slavery. Nobody has experienced what we have. And this is the continent. So we're not just talking about North America within the United States, what we call Tamari. We're also talking about the Caribbean islands and South America as well. Because remember, these are allegory for the continent, the whole total continent, North, Central, South, and the Caribbean islands. America was a Negro continent. Now you'll see Africa with different shades and colors of people, but you're not going to really see America. They're always in a Negro form because America, was a Negro continent before anybody came over here. So again, Africa, America. Then we also have Europa. And I don't think Africa, America, and Europe. I don't think Asia is pictured on this. Yep, Asia not pictured. But I love this one. Y'all got to go back to it one more time because it show you America. And it showed Europe correctly. And it showed Africa correctly. Because you can still find those brown skinned people right in East Africa, that skin tone. Oh, and all throughout Africa. It's West Africans with that skin tone as well. Now, this is going to be a monastery. The location is going to be in Germany. You see the pictures? The building. Outside of it. Inside. Outside the monastery. These are the 4 nations we're going to depict on. Y'all see it? Now let's get a close-up of them. It's a beautiful artwork all over it. They have this one right here. Now who do y'all say this is? Africa, America, Asia, or Europe? Africa, America, Asia, or Europe? Let's see. Is they gonna tell America? See the nose? See the crown, the bows and arrow? Go look on y'all dollar bill. The ego got the bows and arrows. Go look on y'all dollar bill. You see it? America. America. And who would this be? We already found America, so y'all think this Africa, Asia, or Europe? Africa, Asia, or Europe? 1, 2, 3. Africa. Y'all see? They got their bow and arrow too. And that symbolizes that they're indigenous, that they've been hunting archery from the beginning of time. So when we're talking about indigenous people, just like our Australian brothers and sisters, you're gonna see a lot of the habits and traditions goes from the earliest times. But remember, the Americas are also the Atlanteans, the Egyptians, the Hebrews. Got the Africa. Well, wouldn't the Africans be the Egyptians? Egypt's in Africa. Well, you got to read about Egyptian history. The Egyptians, the people who brung Egypt, that part of Africa, all their knowledge, they say they came from the far west. And there's more pyramids in the Americas than in Africa. So if somebody took pyramid building over to Africa and they said they came from the far west, of course there would be more pyramids in the Americas than in Africa. So yeah. So we got to understand who the American really is, our real heritage, and who we truly are. And that's Africa. No, this got to be Europe. So let's go back. America, Africa, Asia, no, Europe, and Asia. Next we have a museum. In Germany, this is the outside of it. And this is going to be the inside. Y'all see the artwork in the museum. Y'all see the cases, the artifacts, or whatnot in there. Let's get a close of the artwork. And this is all the artwork closer up. Y'all look on the sides, look up. Y'all see the artwork. Y'all see the artwork. Yeah, this is a beautiful thing. I see her all the time. She everywhere in the Americas. Right here, this face. And I didn't mean to give it up to you. America. What y'all say this is? Africa. You always see they got their elephants and they different animals. Just like the American always have their bow and arrows and their pearls. And when you start reading into our history, it's there everywhere. So you got America, our melanated copper-colored ancestors depicted on here, or us depicted on here. Africa, Asia, and Europe. So to all the naysayers, why would they depict everybody else correct? And then somehow, from the Africans is depicted as melanated beings. The Asians are depicted as Asia. Because remember, Asia also means what we call today anywhere from the Middle East on over. You know, Caucasus Valley too. A lot of Asia. Turkey is Asia. The Turks. So why would they depict everybody, even the Europeans, as Albions, or what they call white people? Why would they depict everybody the same, but then when they get up here to the Americas, suddenly they're going to depict them wrong? No, the Americans are depicted right as well. They conquered us on our own homeland and told us we was from Africa, and which is one of the most cruelest things you can do to anyone. That's cruel. But we going to ride through it, because all praises to Yah. You know, all praises to the Most High. What you give out, you get back in return. You know, when they put bad energy out and do negative shit, for when they did the pandemic, when they did all this stuff, it's coming back on them. You know, just like our ancestors did some stuff that wasn't right. Let's get out of romance history. Our ancestors did some things that was wrong, and it came back on them. So here we go. We have a castle over in Germany. And y'all see the castle outside, beautiful grounds, a beautiful building. Y'all see the inside. And here, I guess these paintings are on the inside of the castle. Here we have America. Y'all see this? Do y'all see this? America. America. Africa. America. Y'all see it? Copper-colored people. Now apply to the descendants of Europeans born in America. American, a native of America, originally applied to the aboriginals or copper-colored races found here by the Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. And y'all see, copper is just different colors of brown. Different colors of brown. Different colors of brown, from a dark brown to the light brown. From a lighter brown, what they call red, remember the red Indian, down to the dark brown, which they kind of say is black. The dark brown. So these would be the darker brown. Like myself. Copper colored. And I have a son which they are called red. Light skin. So America. Africa. Europe. Y'all see they depict the European style. They depict everything else right. So at the end of the day, these paintings, they're legit. Europe and Asia. Y'all see the turbans? So again, let's recap. America, Africa, Europe, and Asia. America, that's up close. And y'all see these colors, this red, blue, and gold. You always gonna see that red, blue, and yellow. Sometimes red, white, and blue. They playing a game with us. They playing a dirty game, y'all. And we did have lions in here, but that could be a bobcat. That could be any type of animal. But you see, they're playing a game. Africa. Africa. And in this one, the Americans, right here, the Americans are darker than the Africans. And we know that can be a fact because we got cosign people with this color. So they're depicting the Africans correct. And they have to be depicting the Americans correct. Why would they depict the Africans right? They depicted Europe right. They depicted Asia correct. Because again, Asia can be Turkey. Asia is Turkey. Some of Turkey is Asia. Some is Europe. And they wear turbans. It was the Ottomans. So why they depict everybody correctly, but all of a sudden in America, the art is going to go AWOL? And this is prior to colonization. This is 300 years ago they was making this art. Yeah, we're from the Americas. And everybody can't handle that one. But that's okay. Because when it's your time to know, it's your time to know. The universe going to lead you in the right direction. Nothing to be scared of. This is us waking up from the slumber. This is Osiris finding his body parts and resurrecting and putting it back up. This is the resurrection of Christ. America. Again, one last recap on this one. America, Africa, Europe, and y'all see this right here. This is funny. So who is this back here that's holding up the dress? A brown skin. Y'all see that? I just noticed this when I was seeing this picture. Let's look at some of the backgrounds. And y'all see they got people right there. So they telling stuff in here. We're going to have a deeper look in these pictures because you got some people right there. But America, Africa, Europe, and Asia. Asia. And that was in 1712 to 1713. Now we have a church in Germany. You see the church? This is the inside of it. And this is the art they're going to show us. And y'all see this? Y'all see any? Do y'all see Europe, Africa, Asia, and America in here? Europe. I don't remember which one this one is though, but we're gonna go see. But this would be it. Do y'all see Europe, Africa, Asia, and America? Who do y'all think is Europe? Who do y'all think is Africa? Who do y'all think is Asia? And who do y'all think is America? Let's go and see. Let's go and see. From left to right, Europe. Depicted them correctly. America. Depicted them correctly. We're now being called Black Americans, African Americans, colored, and Negro. Africa, they depicted them correctly. And Asia. And Asia. And I'm going back to this. You're seeing a lot of different symbolisms and stuff I didn't notice before as we slowing it down and I'm looking at this. And I haven't seen this book many times, but some of these symbolisms I'm going to go back and look at because it's telling you a lot in these pictures. And it's funny here because the American has the cross, but it's art in America that you can find that same cross in tombs in the Americas. So we have this type of artwork in the Americas, that people don't understand. So when they talk about this Tartarian or Tamerican thing, it's here in the Americas. They're lying about history, y'all, to everybody. Again, left to right, to recap: Europe, America, Africa, Asia. And this was in 1712 to 1717. Then you have a church in Germany. Beautiful building. Y'all notice this architecture on these buildings and stuff. And look up here. Let's zoom in on that. I ain't see again. It's good when you get to teaching, because you go learn more stuff and find more stuff than you would normally see sometimes, the more you look at things. But this is a building. I can't beg how a lot of these buildings have that Tartarian architecture or that Moorish architecture. But all right, we see this, a church in Germany. All right, and you see it's a beautiful, you see all the artworks and the works in that must be the artwork we're going to be looking at up here. It's showing us. Now they say right here, or they just popped it on us, so I couldn't ask y'all. America. Y'all see the nose, the hair, the curly hair, the pearls. So that is America. One last time to see it. Check it out, America. Africa, you see again the nose. And they always got the elephant, so we know it's the African. What animal did the American have? The alligator. Remember? The alligator. You're going to see a lot of alligator symbolism when you research the Americas as well with us. Alright, and then we have Asia. Again, you can see this one kind of have the Asian phenotype. So they depicting everybody, even what we have today, as correct just 300 years ago. So why would they just get off the Americans and not make them Mongolian? Because they could make them, because the people they say came over from the Bering Straits. Why they don't make them look like them? Because that don't look like the people they say Indians today. That is a Negroid. We can find this person in anywhere throughout the Americas right now. But just to recap, we have America, Africa, Asia, and Europe. Again, that's everything is depicted as they supposed to be today, as it would be today, except again, the American. The American is the only one. So we know what's going on. Colonization had been hit here. Oh, that slavery shit, they BSing y'all. We were prisoners of war, and we still are, because they're hiding our history, which is very demonic. That's only diabolical. It's the only word I can think of for someone to do that. That's diabolical. Free North America. Free the black man, woman, and child in North America, as long as free Palestine. And free the United States, if you know what you know. If you know who then took control of the American economy, you know what you know. This was 1714 to 1741. Now we have another place. We have a palace over in Germany. Right here, y'all see. It's the artwork we're going to go through. We have America again. America, Africa, Europe, and Asia. And this was in 1716 to 1719. Now we have a church located in Germany. Y'all see it? Nice architecture. Church in Germany. There go the artwork at the top. There go some more artwork. Let's see the pews. Let's see it again. right, that's the picture they must gonna give us. There you go down here. Who do y'all think? Europe, Africa, Asia, and America. Do y'all see them? Can y'all say who is Europe, Africa, Asia, and America? Let's see. Right here, they say these two are. They're gonna tell us. That's just a close up. That's a close up of these two. Who do y'all say these two are? Then we got these over here. Just the whole picture again. And they say it is going to be Asia, Europe, Africa, America. Again, let's see it. This is, I love this book. Asia, Europe, Africa, and America. Sun Kings. Now we have another church located in Germany. Y'all see the outside of it? That's the church on the inside. That's the church on the inside. Church on the inside again. Now, this the art up close. What do y'all say? Who do y'all think is America, Europe, Africa, and Asia? It looks like it goes this way. Who would y'all say is America, Europe, Africa, and Asia? 1, 2, 3. There go a little close up. Is it tell us at top? No. That's a close up. What would y'all say? And here go another close up on another side. Or on the other side. This is another close up. Who would y'all say this is? Who would y'all say these two is? And these two. Let's go down and check. Right here is Asia and Africa, so they must. I'm gonna skip it. Or did it tell me at the top? Let me look over. Oh, there we go. America and Europe. So this is America and Europe. But you see the red, white, and blue? You see the red, white, and blue? Red, white, and blue. And you see the chain. It's some heavy symbolism on here. I think I done seen this book many times, but I guess I ain't never paid attention to it. You see the chains. Who was giving them the chains? Alright, then let's go down. They had chains too. Then we have Asia and Africa. Asia and Africa. And they depicting everybody right, so why would they depict the Americas different? And this was in 1717 to 1721. So why would they be depicting a slave, quote unquote, the narrative they wanted you to be in history? Why would they be depicting the American Indian as what they will tell you was the slave? So it makes sense when Jack Forrest write books and say that the American Indian was transferred into the Negro, who was transferred into the colored, who was transferred then into the black people. We're indigenous to the Americas, y'all. And this lie they didn't just teach to us, they're teaching it to white America because they don't want the whites to know their history too. Especially the history about Albion slavery or European slavery or the Slavs. They don't want you to know that. That's the only way racism can work. So it's important to know this. They're lying to everybody about history, especially over here in the Americas, in the United States. Because the United States know all of North America belongs to this person right here, the American. Us, the true Americans. And I know it's a lot of people in America now, but we are the indigenous people. We are the landholders, the title holders of the land. And that's by nature. And this was made from 1717 to 1721. So last recap we can do. America and Europe. Africa and Asia. Now we have a church in Germany. That's the outside of the church. This is the outside of the church. This is going to be the inside of the church. And there go the artwork. That's probably what we're going to get on. Let's see. Yep, he has a closer of that. And who do y'all say is who? I only see two people right here. Who do y'all say these two is? I know it's another person right there. Let's get a closer up. Oh, so right here he got close up. I can't see the other side because I see that person right there and I see these two. So right here he says Europe and America. America, you see the red and blue. The red and blue. And there's so many depictions of the American Indians like this, y'all. They are playing a dangerous and a dirty game with us, and nothing good gonna come to them for doing this. Nothing good gonna come to them at all. They the lower ones. They don't care. They reptilians. They don't care anyways. But at the same time, they'll care when they're still conscious, and this is not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun, and they think it's going to be some warfare. They think it's going to be a whole different way than it's going to happen. Truth will kill them. But yep, America. You see the red and blue. You see the pearls. You see the bow and arrow, and that is Europe. So they depicted Europe right. Why would they depict America different? Europe and America. Then we have Africa. Oh, that's Africa and Asia. They got to be Africa and Asia. Up close. Africa and Asia. So they depicted Africa right, and we know this can be Asia. Again, Central Europe, but certain parts are going into that, what we call now the Middle East, Turkey, all that stuff, that could be classified as European, or especially to the Turkish Empire, because they got Asian Turkey, or the Asian Turks. So let's look at that, Africa and Asia. So why would they depict the African right and the Asian right, but then go ahead and depict the European right, but then depict all of a sudden, depict the European right, but depict the American wrong? No, they're depicting the American right, the European right. They're depicting the American right. They're depicting the European right. They're also depicting the African correct, and they are depicting the Asian correct. And that was from 1717. Now we have a church in Germany. Y'all see the church on the inside of it. Y'all see the church on the inside. And down here we have the four nations, or the four allegories. And this interesting. You got people burning in the fire. You got these little baby angels pouring out on wood. They giving water to the people burning in the fire. And these people are down here burning in the fire. So maybe this represents the underworld, what the world is in right now, that these four people were all going here. That's just my take from looking at it right here. But we have the, let's see, what do y'all think? 1, 2, 3. Who do y'all think is the African American, Asian, and European? Let's go and see. They say left to right. American, Europe, Africa, Asia. America, Europe, Africa, Asia. America, Europe, Africa, Asia. And when you look at the American, everything they tell you about the Mississippian Valley culture, where we come from, we are the Mississippian Valley Indians, and a lot of that is mixed with a lot of people who lived in Mexico and the Caribbean islands, all throughout the Americas, and also some people who lived in North Africa and throughout Europe and Asia. We mixed in with them as well, but 95% of us are indigenous to America, and there always have been kingdoms here. So when you see these people with this royal attire in the Americas, you gotta think, even up here where the Mississippi River, Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Kentucky, Missouri, Ohio, Florida, this was all a whole kingdom, a whole republic that already was here before the United States was here. They built the United States on top of Tamari, which is the real Egyptians and Hebrews and stuff like that, Atlanteans, Mayans. America has a lot of names and nations associated with it. That's when people get confused. But how y'all are the Mayans? How are y'all the Hebrews? How are y'all the Israelites? You gotta understand everything that comes to the Americas. And since they have wiped the Americas history out, paper genocide, and now they have all the history. Now they're the Hebrews. Now they're the Israelites. Now they're all these things. They're giving the whole earth a con game. It's all a con game, y'all. It's all a con game. But you see, the America is always dressed royalty looking good, just like today. Step out. They're living in poverty today, but we're gonna step the fuck out when we do that dressing thing. The African too, you see, they fly. It was royal, you know. They're not showing the Africans in mud huts. They're not. They're showing them with royalty as well, along with the Europeans and the Asians. So, is it a whole different world they telling you about? It's the whole different world they're not telling you about. Excuse me. That was really going on. Let's go to the next one. Just to recap again. America, Europe, Africa, Asia. America, Europe, Africa, Asia. 1719 and 1720, that one was made. This next one is going to be a church in Germany. Some more of the artwork. Oh, I love this one. Who do y'all think this is? Africa, America, Asia, Europe. So let's see where this is at on the church. Okay, so this is right here in that church. These artwork I'm going to show y'all is right here. And I love this one because the name is on this. They can't deny it. This isn't a church in Europe, and the name is on here. So y'all see the walls right here? Y'all see the walls right here? Come out the matrix, everybody. We gotta come out the matrix. Y'all see it's in there. So right here, who do y'all think this is? Africa, America, Asia, or Europe? Bow. America. Bow and arrow. Got the feathers. Got the arm bands. America. This is America. What do y'all think this is? Africa, America, Asia, or Europe? Africa. So you see how they switched the American and the African? Because you could confuse them. So now, if the American, this melanated person, is really from this melanated continent, you can have the Americas forever. And you said you killed all the Indians, and your history say you killed all the indigenous and black people, and all the melanated people who live here now is not these people. They are from this people. But as the world is waking up, they're saying that they're lying about this. That doesn't even make sense. And when you start thinking about the slave narratives, the 500 people on the bottom of the ship, the people sitting on the bottom of the ship inside piss and all this stuff, and that the fact they don't even tell us what Pacific Africans sold these people. Like, I'm talking about the real governments, kingdoms, who sold these people up. Why wouldn't they be telling that? Why would America, United States, be taking all the responsibility and not giving the responsibility to the kingdoms and the continents who sold their own people? Because they're lying. These people became slaves because of prisoners of war fighting for their land. And then they later, once they became prisoners of war in the new society called the United States, they became coloreds, Negroes, and blacks. They tried to give us African American in 1988 from Jesse Jackson, but the African American did not work. We reject African American. I hate the term, and a lot of people hate the term. Then they tried to get Black American, and people rode with black, which our ancestors used to fight not to become black. But now people going into foundational Black American, and now people understanding indigenous Black American, like we're indigenous to the Americas, and now it's coming back to what we are, the top Americans. So this just has been a gradual thing, us finding our own history. But us finding our own history, we're finding world history too. So we still going to be the light and the leaders of the information in the world, as we always have been. Although we are always in music, art, entertainment, but we was leaders in mind, navigation of the earth. So this is America. Africa. Who y'all say this? Asia or Europe? Asia. It's on here, y'all. Asia. Europe. Europe. So on here we have America. It's in the picture, y'all. America. Again, just to recap. America. Africa. Asia. And Europe. 1725 to 1727. Now we have a church in Germany. And this is going to be the inside of the church. Beautiful building. That's the artwork at the top. Y'all see it? They're going to go ahead and give us the close-up. Y'all see the 4 nations. Who do y'all say is Africa, America, Asia, and Europe? Africa, America, Asia, and Europe. Let's see. Africa, America, Asia, and Europe. Who do y'all say? Africa, America, Asia, and Europe. Africa, America, Asia, and Europe. Let's see. They say this one is, it's going to tell us at the top or the bottom. This is Africa and Europe. Y'all know what gave it away all the time? The elephants. But then they got America. Well, maybe that's not America, them the colors, but that's Africa and Europe. Then on this side, we have America and Asia. Now you have the turban. Then you got the bow and arrows, the red, white, and blue as well. Asia and America. Copper-colored people. See, in Americas, we go back to what we said that definition was. Copper-colored races, different shades of brown. And we find this, we done seen just in these depictions that they are different shades of brown. And if they say are indigenous black Americans or all top Americans, or y'all want to be African, some of y'all want to be African Americans today, that's fine. They say all niggas come outside. Everybody came outside. There will be different shades of brown. So this was made in, let's see, 1725 to 1729. So this goes along with this definition in 1828 that there were copper colored races, different shades of brown. So all that, you're light skinned because of this. No, maybe some of the intermixing definitely helped with us being different, various more shades of brown, but we always had light skinned brothers and sisters before any European or Albion Europeans came over to this continent. So it's important. Copper color races, we didn't see them dark, light, medium complected on this. So that will actually be depictions of the actual Americans that's still here today. So it's important for us to note that. All right, and now we have a church in Germany. And y'all see the art. Well, this is the inside of the church. Church in Germany. Inside of the church. This the artwork. This the closer up of the artwork. Did it even tell us? And it says, from left to right, Europe standing, Africa standing, Asia kneeling, America at the bottom. Europe standing, Africa standing, America kneeling, and Asia at the bottom. This must be America and this Africa. So y'all see it. Then we also have a church in Germany again. This is another church. Nice picture. You see the families outside. of this building. You see the inside the church. Let's look at the artwork, because that's the one we're going to be in close-up of. Let's see. Yep. All right, look at this picture. Now, who would y'all say? Look, it go like this, in that diagonal, or more like this. Africa, Asia, America, and Europe. Or left to right, Africa, Europe, Asia, and America. So who? Oh, that's what they just told me. Left to right, Africa, Europe, Asia, and America. Africa, Europe, Asia, America. Y'all see that? You can see this person. You can find this person anywhere in the Americas today. Remember I said copper-colored people. They didn't show these people light skin. One thing about the Americans, they didn't show them light skin, dark skin, but they have not showed them as Albions in this. Even though they had showed some European as Albions, but they didn't show the Americans as Albions. So you see what we're talking about? Africa, Europe, Asia, and America. Let's go down to this one. I think that's a closer up. Alright, so Africa, Europe, Asia, and America. You see the America with its feathers. You see Africa with its attire on. You see Asia, and you see Europe. So why would they depict everybody else right, but when they get to America, they depict them different? Because the Americans are the Black Americans are the true or first Americans, the Indigenous American that has been here since the beginning of time. They're lying to you about the world politics, world wars. They're lying to you about everything. Now we have a chapel in Germany. Beautiful building. Beautiful building. Artwork. Oh, I must miss it. What? Oh, Africa. Right here. America. You see the feathers on America. That's all it shows. America, right there, and Africa. The turban, you see the African with the turban, or the crown. They say Africa and America. You see the bow and arrow, so we know that's the American, but they say that's the African as well. So cool. 1729 to 1730. Now we have a church in Germany. That's the church on the outside. That's the inside. We have some artwork right there. And it says left to right, Asia, Africa, Europe, and America. Asia, Africa, Europe, and America. Europe and America. Alright, now we have a monastery in Germany. That's the outside of it. Now we have the inside. Left to right, Africa, Europe, Asia, and America. Y'all see? Left to right, Africa, Europe, Asia, and America. America. They conquered you on your own land, people, in the world. So the world, you see this video when they say free Palestine, also, free Tamiri, free the Mississippi Valley culture of men, free North America, but also free the United States, because we know what y'all have done to the economy and the treasury of the United States, the currency. So free the United States too, the constitutional republic of the United States. You can keep the corporation, but free the people of the Constitution. So we have next, was that about the previous one? Yep, that was about the previous one. So now we have a church in Germany. This is the outside of the church. This is the inside of the church. Again, beautiful, beautiful artwork and the decor up in there. There we go. This is the inside or a close-up of the artwork. Down here, see what's going on. And they finna go through and show you on each side of this picture what's going on this art. So right there, it's an Africa, Asia, America, and Europe. So let's see. Let me zoom out. Oh, there we go. America, right there. Europe, Africa, and Asia is upside down though. Let's see if there's another one down. This one is, that must be America. Alright, y'all, that was the last one. It said end of volume 1, continue to volume 2. We're gonna do volume 2. We'll have it out for you before next week. But you know, I just wanted to break this book down for you because the information is out here. We have the depictions. It is Black History Month, so this is just to prove before we get started that this is not the picture I wanted to see. I wanted to leave y'all with the one. This is just to show y'all, like, this is real. We have actual evidence, and as you go deeper into researching the Americas, you're gonna find more and more truth that us who are, they call them Black in the Americas, we are actually indigenous to the Americas. We are not from Africa. So it's important for that because it takes a lot of courage to be able to walk through that when you have a $1 billion system who is miseducating the whole world and want to keep you miseducated in a lower dimensional state. So now we'll understand why they give us the liquor. We understand why they give us the drugs. We understand why the Democratic Party would never let you keep your foot off your neck, because you understand that the Democratic Party was the ones who helped denationalize you and take your land. They supported Andrew Jackson. They have been a thorn in the side of the American Indians or the Indigenous Americans since they came and formed that party. The Democratic Party is one of the most wickedest parties ever, probably in the face of the universe, if they even have parties, political parties on other dimensions. But at this time, you'll understand once you start connecting the dots that we are the Americans. They have lied to not just us, but they're lying to all of Americans. It's important to understand that because they always want the Albion or white American and Black Americans to be at odds. But remember, European Americans are finding their history too. A lot of them are finding out about the slavery system, that they were slaves in the feudal system over in Europe, and that the first slaves in the Americas was actually European people who was coming over here as bondsmen and bondswomen, and they just fancied that up as indentured servitude. And actually, the melanated people didn't become slaves until we lost wars, and as a result of prisoners of war, where we were either sent to the Caribbean, or a lot of them Caribbean islands people were sent up here to North America, or you could be sent from the Caribbean, North America over to Europe, their homelands. And they were getting some people from North Africa because they were destabilizing the Moors at that time. You got to read Spanish history. So the American people, what I'm saying, this person right here, before we end, this Indigenous American right here, our people where we descend from, we have been a part of worldwide history. Black history is American history. So that was the whole point of us diving in the book today, Allegories of the Continents. I hope you did like and enjoy this episode. For more episodes, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Share this video, get the information out, get the light out. We on the rise, y'all. You know, so supreme peace, blessings, and light. Don't forget to add the page on TikTok. Peace and light, family.